Clear pronunciation is very important, especially when you have to deliver presentations in professional settings and in general communication. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you practical tips for clear pronunciation. I'm your host, Aderinsola Adeyemi, also known as Diction with Daring. If this is your first time here, I am so delighted to have you here. You're welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you for always coming back. On this channel, we talk elocution, public speaking, social etiquette, and personal development. Please give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can suggest to much more people. Subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Tip number 1. Pay attention to your articulation. And what do I mean by this? Pay attention to the correct pronunciation of every sound when you speak. Because guess what? Every sound in English language is important. I'll say that again. Every sound in English language is important, except the sound in question in that particular word is silent. For instance, you have a word like womb, W-O-M-B. The B is silent. You have a word like tomb, T-O-M-B. The final B again is silent. So you want to ensure that except the sound in question is silent, you want to ensure that you're producing each sound of every word that you utter correctly. You also want to ensure that, for instance, when you speak, you don't throw away your final sounds. Again, I said final sounds. For some people, they will say finer, and they will throw away the final sound. That is the letter L, literally, okay? So you want to pay attention to your final consonant sounds. You want to ensure that you're landing on them. For instance, you also want to ensure that you're not slurring your words, or that you're not mumbling. You're not exactly mixing up your sounds when you speak. You want to do what? Open your mouth and produce each sound correctly. Tip number 2, speak up. Yes, speak up. You want to ensure that you're not speaking with your throat, okay? You're not straining your voice. You want to speak from inside, from your diaphragm, literally from your stomach, okay? That way you're able to project more easily, and that way you are a lot clearer when you speak. You're not straining your voice because you want a lot of people to hear what it is that you're saying. No, you speak literally from your stomach. Speaking up not only helps you attain clarity of speech, apart from that, it also ensures that you are heard in a room full of people, especially when you're speaking to considerably a large number of people. Again, this does not mean that you literally have to yell at your audience, and at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're whispering. It just ensures that you're speaking with a lot more consciousness, and this time from your inside, not your throat. Tip number 3, work on your pace. Yes, I know that I have said this time and time again. Work on your pace. Eloquent speakers do not speak fast. Please type in the comment section, okay? Eloquent speakers do not speak fast, because again, communication is for your audience, not for you. And when you speak to a person, they will not understand what it is that you're saying, okay? So you want to speak clearly. At the same time, you should not be so slow. You should not pick your words so that members of your audience will seep off on you. You don't want that, okay? Again, you're not supposed to be too fast and you're not supposed to be too slow. You should find a balanced pace and rhythm that works just fine, okay? That works just fine and ensures that you're giving each word the time and the attention, or each sound, each syllable, the time, the attention, the stress, okay, where necessary, that it deserves, okay? Again, every sound in English language is important, except the sound in question is silent. If it is not silent, please work on your pace, okay? Don't be too fast and don't be too slow. Tip number 4, work on your stress and intonation. So let me establish this. English language is a rising language, okay? So for instance, you're not supposed to speak in a monotone. And what do I mean by speaking in a monotone? It is just as though you're speaking on a straight line. There's no variation, no inflection, no emotion. How does that even sound? Okay? Compare that statement with this. English language is a rising language. So there's supposed to be this rise, fall in your voice or in your pitch when you are speaking. Isn't that more interesting, more appealing, more inviting to listen to, compared to just speaking literally like you were walking on a straight line? That is what speaking in a monotone, that is what it means. And you don't want to speak like that. And for individual words, you want to ensure that you have mastered to a great extent correct stress placement. You want to identify in different English words the different syllables carrying the stress. I'll give you examples. You have a word, I'm going to put the words on the screen as always. You have a word like inevitable, not inevitable, okay? You have a word like interesting. The stress there is on in, on the first syllable. So you want to ensure that you're not saying something like interesting, okay? Like my fellow Nigerians or Africans would commonly say, no, you are not pronouncing that word correctly. And then ultimately it will lead, or it could lead to a miscommunication, especially when you are speaking to a mixed audience, especially when you're speaking to native speakers. Remember the goal of elocution. I'm going to link a couple of videos in the comment section to further buttress the points that I'm going to be making in this video. The goal of elocution is social intelligibility, because members of your audience will not only be Africans or Nigerians or people from your native country. You want to be able to reach a wide audience, okay? You want to be able to reach a wide audience with your message, with your products, with your services. You want to share the amazing knowledge that you have with a wide audience, and you don't want communication, effective communication at that, to be a barrier. So you want to ensure that you are stressing your words correctly. You have a word like until, not until, okay? You have a word like communicate, not communicate. So these are some of the things that you need to pay attention to for clarity of speech. In essence, you want to ensure correct stress placement. You want to master correct pitch variation for each syllable in each word, each English word that you pronounce, to make for clarity of speech and ultimately effective communication. Tip number 5, practice. One fantastic way to practice would be with tongue twisters. 2 things that tongue twisters help us achieve. First, they help to open up our mouths, stretch the muscles of our mouths when speaking, okay? And this will also help for clarity in pronunciation. Another thing that tongue twisters help us achieve is that they help us to focus on certain sounds that we might be having challenges with. So take a tongue twister like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. The emphasis there is on the p, p sound. So with repetition, what you're doing inadvertently is practicing, emphasizing those words, practicing and getting, or emphasizing those sounds, practicing and getting better at it. Okay, that's one way to practice. The second way to practice would be by recording yourself. You could record yourself pronouncing your words or delivering your presentation to check for clarity of speech. Record yourself, play back, identify potential areas of improvement, record again, make those corrections, and on. Okay, so you could either practice in front of a mirror or using your phone. It's a lot easier now to practice, okay? Even when you don't have anybody around you to give you correction real time, you can practice using your phone, play back, and then listen, make adjustments where necessary. Now let's do a quick recap. Practical tips for clear pronunciation. Number 1, work on your articulation. Number 2, speak up. Number 3, be mindful of your pace. Number 4, work on your stress and intonation. Number 5, practice. I hope that you found these tips helpful. I hope that you will put them to good use in your journey to becoming an eloquent speaker. Let me know in the comment section if you found this video helpful, if you found the tips that I shared helpful, and if there's anything in particular, any topic that you'd love for me to speak on, by all means, please let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you're not, and leave a comment letting me know what stood out for you. Please share with your community, share this video with your community as well. I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.